When I decided a few months ago to build my first ever mega base on the HermitCraft server, I had no idea how massive or how mega this project would turn out to be. Take for example the vast mesa plateau that sits above the Valley of Tatooren. The more time I spent working on the fortress, the more I realized that the plateau needed to be terraformed and cleared of all trees and grass blocks to match the style of Darth Vader's fortress looming above it in the background. After all, it's not good enough to just plonk down a mega base without adapting the environment around it to enhance the build itself, right? And so began the first terraforming mega grind for the episode. Transform the mesa plateau into a lifeless, sun-baked landscape in which only the most hardy of creatures could survive, like those adorable Jawas and their lumbering sandcrawler machine. But of course, changing one thing in a mega project means something else inevitably needs to change too. And so my attention was drawn to the Valley of Tatooren itself. The more I stared down at the Emperor's TIE fighter while building up the fortress, the less I liked the orange sand of the valley. After all, Luke Skywalker's hut in Star Wars was in a bone-white desert, right? I also wanted the valley to be a different color to the Mesa Plateau to make it feel more like our mega base area on the server, and thus began our second mega grind for the episode. Change all the sand in the Valley of Tatooren from red to white and transform it into a desert landscape that Luke himself would be happy to live in. But inevitably, this led to yet another huge job on the other side of our Mesa Plateau extension. As the days working on the fortress passed, it began to really bug me how abruptly the black stone cliff we built last episode ended at its root in the jungle behind the valley. And so began our third mega grind for the episode. Clear the jungle behind the cliff to expand the Mustafar landscape in a more natural looking way, while adding on yet another job to our mega base project on the edge of the hermit-infested jungle. Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the interbubs! This is Rendog coming at ya in another Minecraft episode from the HermitCraft server. We're kicking things off today from the Valley of Tatooren, where, as you can see, I've been doing a great job of cracking on with some massive terraforming projects around our mega base, and working even harder to not work on the mega base itself. Truth be told, since the last episode, I needed a bit of a break from mindlessly placing down concrete blocks, and so this week I turned my attention to some big terraforming projects that I've been meaning to get to ever since we moved out here. And you know what? I'm extremely happy with how this place is turning out. It just looks so awesome on the map. Jeez. And you know, turning our base area into white sand really helps it to stand out from the now desolate looking Mesa Plateau, right? Yeah, that was definitely worth the grind, if you ask me. I also just noticed the huge contrast between the white of the desert and the black of Vader's fortress and the black stone cliffs over there. And you know what? I really like this. I'm not sure if it's just me, but for some reason, this white and black block palette feels so much more Star Wars-y to me, right? When I see Vader's fortress contrasted so dramatically against that blue sky and the white desert, I don't know, it almost feels like we're in a Star Wars game and not in Minecraft. Or, I don't know, is that just me? Oh, and by the way, our primary goal for today's episode is to find a way to transform Vader's fortress from a glitched out looking black blob into a structure worthy of the most powerful Sith in the universe. But more on that in a minute, my dudes. First things first, some good news. While clearing out the plateau of all the trees, I not only managed to get a ton of oak logs for Bigger Logs Incorporated, but I also decided to collect all of the leaf blocks while cutting down the trees, which we can use to enter Iskal's million leaf block competition that he set up a few weeks ago. It also turns out that jungles have a ton of oak trees in them too, so I managed to actually collect an insane amount of leaf blocks for Iskal this week, which we now need to feed to Bernie over at the shopping district. Okay, what the heck is going on here? There seems to be shenanigans afoot, my dudes. Mycelium resistance, we shall reclaim the land? Stay back, HEP quarantine zone? This is very interesting indeed. Do you guys have any idea what the heck is going on out here in the shopping district? Anyhoozle, I've just arrived at the mega derp face that is Iskal's Bernie machine, and I'd very much like to enter the Hedge Games competition and help my favorite Swedish potato achieve his dreams of 1 million leaf blocks, and potentially stand a chance of winning this juicy pile of diamonds and netherite in the process. Now, as I understand it, the way this game works is we need to deposit shulker boxes of leaves directly into Bernie and leaves back in stock at Scar's greenhouse. That's a cheeky bit of marketing. Anyway, looks like a ton of hermits have entered the competition already, so our chances of winning are rather slim, but it's definitely worth a shot, right? We've got 14 shulker boxes of leaves to deposit here, which is a total of 24,192 leaves, I believe. That's not a bad breakfast for Bernie, if you ask me, and well, his eyes are burning, which I guess means he's happy about that, although I'm not sure if anything is supposed to happen over here, maybe with Bernie's teeth. Oh, wait a minute, Bernie just spat something out at us. Oh, geez, is Bernie broken? He seems to be puking shulker boxes over here. Jackpot, did you redstone? Wait a minute, did we just win something from Bernie? Oh my goodness. It looks like we just got some sort of a prize for entering the Hedge Games competition. Jackpot the Investor, and oh my goodness, it has 64 diamonds in it. Oh man, this is amazing, my dudes. We got a bunch of awesome redstone stuff and some diamonds for a shopping spree today from entering the Hedge Games. Thanks, Bernie. You rock, bro. Tell you what, let's spend these diamonds on resources for Vader's Fortress, shall we? Starting with a metric buttload of redstone blocks from the red zone, which aren't actually going to do anything redstone-y per se, but it will make sense in a moment, my dudes. Next up, I'd like to pop into a new shop recently opened by my friend Etho. As I've heard through the grapevine, it's got some rather tasty deals on some blocks we need for the valley. Although we've got to find the shop first, as it only renders when you're close by. A genius and sneaky tactic used by Etho to avoid shopping district taxes, I must say. Welcome to Sneaky Ease. Okay, let's have a look. What has Etho been up to in here? 1 diamond for 2 stacks. Oh my goodness, that is some cheap blackstone right there. By now, once sold out, items will not be restocked. Okay, we definitely have to buy all of this blackstone, I reckon. It looks like Etho is also selling logs for 1 diamond per stack, which is half the price of what we sell them for over at Bigger Logs Incorporated Blimp. So I think we're gonna have to buy out the competition over here to make sure we've got the monopoly on loggage in the shopping district. Very sneaky tactics, Etho. Okay, so we'll buy all the blackstone, all the logs, and a bit of coal, leaving us with only 20 diamonds left to spend, and as much as I'd like to buy 2 bacons over here, I've spotted a rather interesting item in the 8th diamond chest that I don't think I can pass up on. Snout banner pattern. I don't know what that is, but I like to collect weird things, so I'ma have it. Thanks, Etho. Also, butts. And while we're out here, a quick check-in on profits from our Bigger Log shop. This was actually the 2nd collection I made this week, guys, so in total we made almost 6 stacks of diamonds since the last episode, which is our biggest profit ever so far in the season. Good job, Bigger Logs Incorporated employees. Right, with all that shopping district business out the way, it's time to turn our attention to finishing the outside construction of Vader's Fortress in today's episode. To be honest, I've been a bit worried about this build since we completed the black concrete foundations for it in the last episode, especially after reading your guys' comments, as it turns out many of you have been worried about it too. Now, the main challenge we're facing here is that the black concrete we used as the primary building block is extremely black, especially in a YouTube video. So this week, I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how to fix this issue. Well, it turns out I found some inspiration in none other than the official LEGO version of Vader's Fortress that you can see here. In the LEGO design, that dark blackness of the main fortress structure is broken up by light grey metal platings that feature across all the walls of the build, as well as deep, ominous red windows that bring color and life to the fortress itself. This made me realize that using deep black as our foundation is actually perfect, my dudes, as not only will grey concrete look incredible on such a dark background, but the deep red of the Empire that I plan to incorporate into massive vertical windows running up the sides of the fortress is going to absolutely explode out of that blackness, not only oozing that authentic dark side feel we're going for, but also making it feel like the structure is alive from within as its dark power emanates red light across the Valley of Tatooren. Oh, we be cooking with Empire gas today, my dudes. But before we can start placing some blocks, we've got a few more resources to gather before we get into the build, starting with a bunch of red dye we're going to need for the red glass that is going to go beautifully with those redstone blocks we bought earlier. Next up, we need to make a few shulker boxes of glass, and conveniently, I managed to collect a huge amount of red sand from terraforming the Valley of Tatooren a few days ago. We just need to get it all smelted down now, and even though we don't have a proper auto smelter facility yet, we do have a makeshift smelting setup in one of the storage compartments of the TIE Fighter hangar bay, which we can fuel up using the coal blocks we bought from Etho, and it should smelt down the glass we need relatively quickly, I reckon. Next up, let's head over to the Sandcrawler Concrete Factory to collect the last of the grey concrete blocks I made yesterday for today's episode. And with all these resources gathered, it's time to finally try and bring our vision of Vader's Fortress to life here in the Valley of Tatooren. It's time-lapse time, baby! And there we have it, my fellow Ren Troopers. Our Vader's Fortress Mega Base has been transformed from a glitched out black silhouette into a fortress of immense power, just as the Emperor ordered. And I gotta say, I absolutely love how it turned out. Wow. That Lego version of Vader's Fortress that inspired us today is the perfect design to help add definition and shape to the blackness of the original foundations, thanks to those epic walls of grey concrete and those ominous windows of glowing red light. We did it, guys. Our mega base is looking absolutely amazing. I did hear rumors that riches beyond your wildest imagination has found its way to this here land. And I, Longer and Silver, will not rest until I've dug that there treasure out the ground. Arr, me mateys! There be treasure to be found in these here parts. Now to dig out that there treasure, I do believe we must invest in some digging apparatus sold by the Swedish landlubber Iskel 85. And thus profits must be spent for gains in this here game of pirating. Arr. But like me mum used to tell me, if you don't throw your line in the water, you'll never catch a fish. Arr. So this then be the treasure map where that there treasure be buried, I see. Should be easy enough for a seasoned pirate like Long Ren Silver to find, YAAARRR. Iskal's Treasure Island. Hello, treasure hunter. YAAARRR. I have dug down treasures on the island. Purchase a treasure spoon and head to these coordinates. It seems other treasure hunters are already on the search, with no space left in this here barrel to purchase the spoons, YAAARRR. No matter, Long Ren Silver will empty a fresh barrel of ale to help a Swedish pirate out, YAAARRR. Arr, me lassie! Thank you for sparing me life, landlubber. Arr. No, that was a tasty barrel of brew, me laddies. Arr. I've just enough senses remaining to purchase 4 spoons for the digging. And the ale flowing through me veins will lead me straight to the greatest of the treasures. Arr. Long Ren Silver never used no clues to find his riches, but a few tips never hurt no pirate on the high seas. Arr. South of north by the tiny rocks, where only one thing can harm ye. What kind of clues are these, Arr? And we're ready to go, with a belly full of ale and a backpack full of spoons. We be ready to get busy digging, or get busy dying. Yarr. May the winds of the South Seas blow strong and true, me laddies. Long Ren Silver has treasure to find, YAAARRR. And there she blows, the secret island of the Swedish Viking king, rich with treasures beneath its fine sands. Let's get to digging, you scurvy bunch of barnacles. You there, how have you find your way to this here secret island, you filthy landlubber? If you're after treasure, you be barking up the wrong mast, me laddie. A wandering trader you be. What wares have you then, you filthy dog? I see, you sell trinkets of luck for treasure hunters, you say? Long Ren Silver lost his parrot on the high seas. May his soul rest in pieces, I'm in need of a new lucky charm, I see. All right, I'll take the mustache head, you rotten scoundrel. Long Ren Silver thanks ye for the sale. But this island is only big enough for one of us, you stinking barnacle. Return back to the depths of Davy Jones's locker and take your filthy land beasts with you. YAAARRR. And now, with the luck drawn forth from the skull of Mustachio the Unwashed and this bleeding llama head, so shall Long Ren Silver skewer every inch of this here island for the priceless treasure of the Swedish pirate king. Where only one thing can harm ye be the clue, and there be holes aplenty across the island already. Long Ren Silver fears he may already be too late, YAAARRR. Behold, a smouldering fire upon the beach, YAAAARRR. What's that, Mustachio? Speak up, man. Long Ren Silver's hearing ain't what it used to be, me laddie. The fire? It harms, you say? YAAAARRR, Mustachio. You may be of some use to us, you know. Me laddie, but there be other places of fire to be found on these here beaches, Mustachio. I fear the soil beneath their coals may have already been turned over. Come, Mustachio, crack open another barrel of ale and let us ponder upon our other remaining clue. YAAAARRR. South of north by the tiny rocks, it reads, Mustachio. Rocks being plural, you see. This here may be a dirty trick manifested by that Swedish pirate king. You see, Mustachio, there be many tiny rocks strewn across the island. Let us be smart, Mustachio, and use the power bestowed upon us by the ale in our veins to crack this here riddle. YAAAARRR. Mustachio, Long Ren Silver's done cracked the riddle, me laddie. You see them there tiny rocks? They be south of north, me good man. And the ale in my veins has compelled me to lay gold upon the earth to indicate the most efficient treasure digging configuration any pirate worth his sea salt could muster, me laddie. YAAAARRR. We've only 4 digging spoons available though, Mustachio, each giving us only 20 or so digs, you see. May the luck of the Kraken be with us, you filthy barnacle. Today we dig deep into the earth to find them thar riches, and then, Mustachio, then we will be drinking ale until the octopuses come home, me laddie. Yarr!
What will you do with the drunken Mustachio? What will you do with the drunken Mustachio? What will you do with the drunken Mustachio early in the morning?
Hey! Yarr, there be no treasure near them tiny rocks we be digging at, Mustachio, and our spoons be almost broken. No matter, so shall we return with new spoons, new clues, and a fresh barrel of ale, me laddie. Yarr! I'm sure Captain Wren won't mind us spending more of these here profits, yarr. More spoons, me mateys! More clues, me laddies! And back to the digging we go. Ah, Mustachio, this here clue tells us to dig beneath the big bird's beak and shiver me timbers, laddie. This here island looks like a bird, and this end of the beach looks like its beak. Arr, Mustachio, Longer and Silver's done cracked the riddle. Soon that our treasure will be ours, me matey, and so shall the finest ales flow, and the most beautiful lasses from far distant lands shall dance with us beneath the glow of the new moon, Mustachio, until the day we sail together to Davy Jones's locker, me laddie. We be the greatest pirates to ever sail the high seas, you hear, Longer and Silver and Mustachio the Unwashed, kings of the Diamond Island, emperors of the Netherite Isles, now and forever, me laddie. Yarr! Mustachio, me matey, all of our spoons be broken, all of our clues be forgotten, and all of our ale be drunken. Yet no treasure have we found on the Swedish King's Island. We tried our best, Mustachio, me dear friend, but no luck have we had on this day. We leave this island poorer than we arrived, with no coin to pay the boatman, me matey. It looks like it's straight to Davy Jones's locker for us, me laddie. But weep not, Mustachio, so be the life of a pirate of the high seas. Yarr.